to copyright over these pieces of text.
To the presentation. So we get to get away in about 3 minutes' time. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Glad you could take time out of your day to join me. Let me just get the recording live, so ready to go.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Michael Faust, joining you from Thailand today. I'm sure I've got many people joining us from all corners of the world. Today's presentation is going to be an exciting one, a lot of information. I encourage you to stay to the end. I'm going to be very precise and make sure you get a lot of great content today. So I hope you've invited other people as well so they can benefit. But let me get underway and share my screen and then we can get started. Okay. So 2023, we're into March, into our first quarter, and my ambition today is to help you make this a year to remember. Ask yourself, you want this year to be remembered or you want it to be more of the same? I'm sure you are here today taking time out of your Saturday because you want it to be memorable. But let me ask you a few questions before we go into this, because these are important questions that we should ask the person in the mirror. Yep, that's you and me. If you're in a business, is it growing? Are you really happy with the growth? If you're in a job, do you see the opportunity for actual promotion and security in that job? Is your investment portfolio growing? Is you got a healthy bank balance? Do you wake up and you're excited about your bank balance? Upgraded your car in recent times? Got a new home? Or you're looking to improve your home? Vacations booked? Living your best life? No judgment, any of that, but I'm sure you're on here today because if all that was in place, you may not have a reason to be here today. So hopefully you're in the right place to get the answers to some of those things. Life is full of the unexpected. I've been self-employed now for nearly 38 years. I've been full-time, 33 years in the home-based referral industry, working 22 years online and 7 years in the cryptocurrency space. And if anything I've learned after 38 years of self-employment is that life is full of the unexpected. Ask yourself, how long could you pay your monthly expenses if your business or you stopped or you lost your job? For a lot of people, it would not be beyond a month. Could you afford unexpected medical costs? I had to cross that road a little less than 2 years ago and it was unexpected. I've been in good health all my life. Could you manage an increase in interest payable on your loans? Well, a lot of people are seeing their interest rates go up on their car loans, their housing loans, and their personal and business loans. One thing I've realized in life is that change is the one constant. And we are in an era with the most change of any time in history. I was looking at a video that was talking about artificial intelligence. If you've heard of GTP, it had tens of millions of subscribers within its first 30 days using AI. AI in the next, by 2029, they're saying that AI will be 100 times smarter than the human brain. By 2039, it'll be 1,000 times smarter than the human brain. So don't think that we are not in an era where technology is rapidly advancing and there's going to be a lot of change. No point being fearful of that. It's being proactive and embracing change and realizing it is the one constant. And those who adapt and modify their behavior early are the ones who enjoy it the most. Opportunity is everywhere. We're lucky. You know, when I started my business 38 years ago, you know, if I university, go to university, start a business, all those traditional things. In the age of the internet, opportunity is everywhere. But are you looking? And if you are looking at opportunities everywhere, what are you doing about it? Are you looking for solutions to your current problems? Do you know what to look for? A lot of people don't know what to look for. Have you got people around you can turn to for advice that you can trust, who are going to give you experienced evaluation of what you're looking at? Well, food for thought. All of us are either the solution or we are the problem. No point blaming the government, the markets, the boss, the economy, the spouse, or the new world order, or whatever else that people tend to blame for what's going wrong in their life. Don't wait for someone else to rescue you or save you. Ask yourself, what behavior are you modeling for your children? I got 2 children, 25 and 28, and I ask myself that every day. What am I doing? What example am I setting for them? I'm either a liability to them or I'm creating a legacy. That's the honest truth. Decisions need to be made. You know, and people ask me, do I have any regrets about my past? Because I've had a roller coaster ride. I've had some spectacular highs, spectacular failures, lost everything a couple of times, rebuilt. So I had a very interesting journey, but I have no regrets because I believe that everything that's happened in my life has got me to exactly where I am today and has made me into the person I am today. All we have to do is make a decision, and every decision you make, even today at the end of this presentation or during this presentation, decisions you make can have an impact on the entire journey of your life. Think about a decision you made that possibly led to the spouse that you now have, or the job that you have, or the business you're involved, or other circumstances. New decisions made on new information. That's the great thing about the world we live in. Every split second, we can make a new decision on new information. The key thing is, though, are you receptive to new information to make informed decisions? My goal today is not to tell you what to do. It's about providing with information today to help you make the best informed decision that's right for you and for you to own that decision. I have no emotional attachment to what decision you make today. My job is to help you make a good decision for you. No guarantees. All I know is you continue to repeat what's not worked and expect things to change as a recipe for disaster. But opening your mind and being receptive to new alternatives for putting your money to work and leveraging your connections and your influence can have significant value. So some good news. Today we're going to share a solution that's working for more than 190,000 people. It's called D.A.I.Sy AI Crowdfund. It's your opportunity to receive equity in a publicly listed company, to receive profits and be rewarded for your influence. So I'm going to play a short video that will help you understand what it's all about, and then I'm going to go into more detail.
There's an undercurrent happening in the economic oceans of wealth, producing waves of financial breakthroughs for those who choose to ride them. For those who believe in the power of new ideas, whose time has come. This is the story of one of those wave makers. D.A.I.Sy, which stands for Decentralized AI System, launched the first version of its smart contract and equity crowdfunding model in January of 2021. Now, 2 years later, records have been broken, history is being made, and our story is echoing around the world. Backing the development of a new generation of financial AI technology, the D.A.I.Sy crowdfund community has grown to nearly 200,000 members from over 100 nations around the world. After 2 years of development by Endotech, the AI trading technology is proving to be a true disruptor, delivering powerful results to an even more powerful community. Over the past 2 years, we have boldly faced many challenges together, and as a community, we have courageously conquered those challenges. Today, D.A.I.Sy is stronger than ever and positioned to reach 1 million members and 1 billion in contributions in 2023. D.A.I.Sy is doing what has never been done before through its decentralized smart contract on the blockchain. D.A.I.Sy is delivering a crowdfunding model where everyone wins with profits, equity, and income. The biggest winner in the D.A.I.Sy model is the contributor. Every contributor receives equity in Endotech, as well as performance rewards from the AI trading. Since the launch of the Forex AI in April of 2022, over 600% in trading rewards has been generated. That is 600% in only 10 months. Over 100 million USDT in AI trading rewards have been withdrawn by the community, and more than 200 million in total rewards have now been generated by the AI performance. Members can request their rewards every weekend, and the withdrawals are paid out every Monday. The backbone of D.A.I.Sy is that the crowdfunding member always wins first. The D.A.I.Sy Rewards Plan has also been a breakthrough discovery for tens of thousands of people from around the world. Everyday people who are winning with the D.A.I.Sy referral model. By sharing D.A.I.Sy with others, you will receive both upfront rewards as well as AI performance rewards for every member you or your network refer. The decentralized D.A.I.Sy bonus pools even allow you to earn from the global growth of all new members and from the growth of the entire global trading rewards. The smart contracts have paid out an additional 120 million USDT to the D.A.I.Sy members who have chosen to invite others. But it's not the past that brings us together. It is the future. In 2023, the D.A.I.Sy community will grow to 1 million members. In 2023, we will reach 1 billion in contributions. In 2023, the D.A.I.Sy AI team will deliver the most powerful performance the world has ever seen. In 2023, the D.A.I.Sy smart contracts will pay out hundreds of millions in rewards. In 2023, the D.A.I.Sy momentum will be felt around the world. The only question is, in 2023, will you be riding this wave with us?
Okay, so that's a little bit of a summary, and I'm going to now bring some more detail into that to make sure you understand everything that's been shared. But a small disclaimer, it's really important that I'm adults here who accept responsibility, that we're not talking about an investment. This is, you need to look at all the information and assess it in context. We're going to show some examples, historical results, but past performance does never guarantee future outcomes. You know, we're in the financial world, everything comes with risk. You know, life is full of risks. So I just want you to understand that as we progress through this, but my goal is to show you what has happened to date, and that can indicate potentially what the future will be. So, D.A.I.Sy AI is a crowd fund. It's basically venture capital raising for the masses. Typically, venture capital is where maybe half a dozen people come together with a lot of money and they put their funds behind projects. And typically, they'll have tens of millions of dollars each to do that. But that's not the situation here. But I want to give you a few examples of venture capital success stories so you can put it in context of how successful D.A.I.Sy is, which is the biggest crowd fund that's ever been done in the history of crowdfunding. WhatsApp. Most of you probably use this app on your phone. Well, Facebook's $22 billion acquisition of WhatsApp in 2014 was the biggest private acquisition of a venture capital company at any time. And Sequoia is one of the biggest venture capital companies in the world. And their $60 million investment turned into $3 billion. $3 billion. Think about the multiplying factor of that. And basically, they saw the future of something that was being utilized by a lot of people with big potential. Alibaba, it's sort of like the Chinese version of eBay. And basically in 2014, Alibaba sold $22 billion worth of stock, which was the biggest IPO on record. And one of their initial partners, SoftBank, a bank out of Japan, put $20 million in that for a 34% shareholding, which netted them 167 billion. So basically, SoftBank's share became 60 billion out of that IPO listing. And in the bottom it says, we didn't talk about revenue. We didn't even talk about the business model. We just talked about a shared vision. And the guy from SoftBank said, I invested based on my sense of smell. Too often people want everything to be detailed. They want to know every in and out. But the more experienced you become, the more you get to trust your intuition and your gut. And that's what often happens, and it leads to significant outcomes. Google, 1999, Google raised a Series B, 12.5 million from 2 different investors, and they got a 300x return. They turned basically 12.5 million into 4.3 billion. And again, they stuck around through the turbulent times, you know, when the dot-com industry crashed. And basically Google survived all that, just like Amazon did and others. Spotify, an app where you can play your songs and listen to songs and music and the rest of it. And a little Swedish company, you know, well, some investors did very, very well. And again, that platform was valued at 29.5 billion, and their venture capitalists got an 80x return. So 4.5 million investment became a 370 million windfall. These are just a few examples of venture capital. Crowdfunding, how does it compare against venture capital? Well, let me say, in the D.A.I.Sy AI project, venture capital companies wanted to put funds into this project, but they were declined because the people behind this project didn't want to create more money for the top end of town. They wanted to bring the rewards to the masses. And therefore, crowdfunding is a way to decentralize the funding process, because often venture capital companies want seats on the board, they want controlling equity, they basically want to sort of have a big say in how you direct your company. And you're going to learn that this project is a accumulation of somebody's dream and their passion, and they didn't want to give away control of that. Crowdfunding opens it up for everybody to participate in this venture capital raise. Even a $200 USDT contribution can get you a piece of the action. So what is being funded? Well, I want to be clear, this is not a trading opportunity. We're creating technology. And technology, when you think about it, like AI, artificial intelligence, the internet, mobile phones, the blockchain, cryptocurrency, all these things are revolutionizing the way we operate in the world today. So what we're doing is creating new AI technology for the entire financial industry. Not another trading bot, not a new way to trade, but looking at how artificial intelligence works in the entire financial industry, how it takes into account all the world events and news and social media influences, and also looking at how traditionally human traders, from the eye to brain connection, look at data and gain experience. And they're teaching AI to do things that have been never done before. We're creating breakthroughs that have never been seen before. It looks at all the factors that impact the markets. And we're going to create a technology that will create results that have never been seen before. We're trying to raise $10 million for development of the artificial intelligence and a $500 million trading pool for testing and development. You're not putting capital into something. You're like a venture capital company, like putting funds into an Uber or an Airbnb or a Spotify or a Google or a WhatsApp. You're giving the money to them and being rewarded with certain ways. And we're going to show you how you're rewarded today. This whole project is the dream of a lady called Dr. Anna Becker, who I saw for the first time in person in Dubai just a little over 2 weeks ago, a little less than 2 weeks ago. And somebody has incredible credibility. Her fintech company, financial technology company, Endotech, has got a really strong record providing AI solutions, artificial intelligence solutions, for as many as 150 investment firms across the world. She's been a pioneer for 25 years. When you get into the financial world of technology, anybody who's anybody will have heard of Dr. Anna Becker and what she's done. She's a leading scientist. Her publications on AI and machine learning systems are used around the world. So how can you contribute to this? Well, there's 10 different levels of contribution for you to participate. Not tens of millions that would normally happen in a venture capital raise. But you can start with as little as $100 and doubling, now $200. So there's 10 different contribution levels. They start at 100 and they double each level all the way up to tier 10, which is 51,000. You get to decide. Everyone starts with tier 1, and as of this last week, you start with a combination of 2 tier 1s in both the development of a cryptocurrency technology and a traditional financial technology as well. So you can basically add more contributions. You can actually rebuy any ones you've already got already or upgrade, but you can't skip. And 70% of your contributions from the 3rd tier to the 10 tier and 50% of tiers 1 and 2 are used in this live trading for testing and development. Again, you're not putting funds into a brokerage or an exchange. It's not your capital. You're giving them funds, and they're basically using that to develop the artificial intelligence and test and develop it in this trading pool. But you're being rewarded because basically 70% of all the trading rewards, the profits that are generated in that testing and development fund, are shared back to the community. And 15% going to the rewards program that rewards people who've brought people into the community, and 15% to run the whole operation. And on top of that, every contributor from tier 3 to 10 is rewarded with some equity in the public listing of Endotech, the fintech company that's developing this technology. Now think about this. What if you had have got some stock in Microsoft or Amazon or Apple or Tesla at the very start? What's that worth now? Well, you've got the opportunity here to get equity in a public IPO that could be worth billions, if not tens of billions of dollars. So what's happened so far? Well, over 191,000 people have participated. So you're not the first one. You don't have to worry that you're testing the waters. 191,000 people have already tested the waters for you since January 2021. And over 300 million has been raised in contributions from the crowdfund. Over 4.3 million of that 10 million target has already been raised for development of the artificial intelligence, which is very advanced in that process of development. Over 327 million sits in the testing and development trading fund. That's significant funds, people, 327 million. Over 200 million in rewards is being distributed back to the community, and over 120 million in trading rewards has already been withdrawn. And those figures below this in that black screen are live stats taken yesterday. So these are real stats with full transparency you get to see in your own account. So how's the trading going so far in this testing and development fund? Well, the D.Ai.Sy Forex AI has been the standout performer over this last 11 months. It launched in April last year and is averaging about 4.6% net profit a week on average. Now, again, a small disclaimer. This is historical results. We're just showing it for educational purposes. We can't guarantee that, but it hasn't had a losing week yet. And we're already over 704% with compounding. That means, in other words, if you didn't take anything out and you just let the profits continue to grow and they're trading on that new growing balance, and you started in April last year, you would have 704%. But 4.6% net a week is staggering. I mean, my bank here in Thailand was offering me a whopping 0.15% for a term deposit for the year. You know, thank you very much, but I'll decline. An annualized result projected is about 772% for March 4 coming up, as of yesterday, sorry. So would you like to have 90% of your crowdfund contribution go to that trade testing and development pool? Well, there's a special promotion on to the end of May this year, and it's called Momentum Packs, and 90% of your contribution is going to go into that testing and development fund. You need to be at the tier 3, the 400 tier level, to participate in order to start with momentum packs. So if you have a normal tier 3 and 4 where 70% goes into the trading pool, you can get one momentum pack where 90% goes into trade for each of those tiers. If you get to tier 5, the $1,600 level, you can buy unlimited tier 5. And again, if you get tier 6 or tier 7, 8, 9, and 10, you can get unlimited as long as you have the initial normal tier purchase. And again, don't worry if you don't get all the detail today. You don't need to understand the mechanics of your car engine to drive the car. You don't need to understand your dashboard on your car to utilize it. You'll have time to go over the information and also talk to the person who referred you to get the fine details. So momentum packs give 90% into Forex trading for testing and development, 5% goes through the referral program, and 5% to some momentum pools where you can potentially get a share of all of the crowdfund contributions and the trading rewards. Momentum packs receive the same amount of equity shares in that Endotech IPO as the regular tiers. So you're not losing the equity. And that equity can be substantial. Like I said, we're talking about potentially a multi-billion-dollar IPO. So if you see that 191,000 people have already tested this, the results we've shown you are pretty staggering and verifiable, why not share it with other people? Surely you know of at least one person who needs to change their circumstances or wants to, or is a person who's proactively doing something about changing their life. Well, if you refer somebody to the crowdfund and they contribute, you can earn a 5% referral commission on basically their contribution. And you can get up to 3.5% of all their trading rewards they receive from testing and development fund. And you can get a 10% check match. It basically means whatever they earn from their actual referral community, you get a 10% matching income. As you tell people and they tell some people and they tell some people, that's what's happened here. That maybe initially, a couple of hundred, a couple of thousand people told some people, and that's grown to 190,000 people around 100 plus countries. So you can also earn referral commissions on the crowdfund contributions of people that you don't even know that are indirectly referred to the crowdfund through your own referrals. And you can get indirect referrals on all the trading rewards they receive as well, which can be quite substantial. I mean, think about that. You refer a friend to a great opportunity to put their money to work, and every time they decide to withdraw their bonuses or they let it grow, you're getting something for that because they wouldn't be involved in that if you hadn't shared it with them. And there's some additional bonus pools where you can get a share of every single contribution that comes into the entire crowdfund. And remember, over 300 million USDT has already come into the crowdfund. Over 120 million has already been withdrawn in trading rewards. So you can get a share of the entire community's trading rewards. You can get an additional equity shares in the Endotech IPO, and you can get extra rewards from the success of the trading AI globally. So let's look at some numbers. For me, numbers never lie. And what do people want? When you're putting your funds to work, you work damn hard for your money that you earn through your normal traditional employment or self-employment. I know I have over my lifetime. People want predictable results, at least reasonably predictable. They want consistent results. They want sustainable results. No point having a great yield if you don't get that for a long period of time. People want trustworthy places to put their money to work. And people want to mitigate their risk. Risk is a factor of life, but you certainly want to mitigate your risk as much as you possibly can. And people want legal and compliant places to participate because the regulators around the world, they're cracking down and making sure that projects like this operate correctly. So here's some examples of what's happened from April last year when it began for the Forex AI through to this last month of February. You can see there are a total of 695% until February and an average of 21% per month. Now, again, past performance can't guarantee future performance, but it can give an indication of what potentially could happen. And as you can see, it does vary. You know, some months are below 20%, some are above that. And that's natural because that's how trading works. You know, it's not going to be guaranteed. These are real results from real trading and in testing and development. In testing and development, they're trying new things. And this artificial intelligence is learning, getting smarter and smarter. And they're applying brand new strategies. And they've had some major breakthroughs. And as you test and develop new breakthroughs, results can be up and down. But overall, we haven't had a losing week, because if you look at the weekly results, you can see here that every week starting from April last year has been in the positive. So as we continue to go through, you'll see positive, 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 right up until the 24th of February. You haven't put the latest results in there, but you can see the results. We're just doing this to the end of February. And consistent results, some better than others, but on average, we're doing about 4.6% per week, which is an incredible result. But again, this is not a trading opportunity. This is just, the trading rewards are just one of the rewards you get for your contribution to the crowd fund, okay? So that's important. And the equity in the IPO is another reward you get for participating in the crowd fund. And you get these trading rewards and the equity if you never talk to a soul about this. But of course, if you do share it with other people, there's some great referral benefits for that as well. So why get involved now? Well, you've got a real world project that weathered the challenges of the market and COVID. Also, for me, Endotech was a major success story before D.A.Sy was even conceived as an idea. Endotech has banks and financial institutions and $1 million plus clients independently outside the D.A.Sy community. So they're already a major success story, well-credentialed, well-recognized and edified in the financial industry. They're going to be a public company. So they are not reliant around the D.A.Sy community for their ultimate success, but we are a way to facilitate, to make Dr. Anna's dream of this new form of AI become a reality. We've got engaged founders who are passionate about your success. Everything they do is aimed at helping the actual community get better outcomes. They've got a track record of generating passive rewards from the Forex AI. And there's new projects that are being added to add additional revenue streams. So just like you'd be a venture capital company where you might put some funds into an Uber, then an Airbnb and a WhatsApp and a Spotify and all these sort of things, well, you've got an opportunity to have multiple ways to put funds to work where you can be rewarded with different outcomes. And we've got strong growth and momentum. You know, timing is everything. A lot of people think, oh, the only time to get involved is at the start. But to be honest, right now, it's a great time to be involved because there's a track record. When I got involved at the start, I was involved before the project even launched, and we were talking about what could happen, what might happen, what potentially could happen. But now you've got an opportunity to share what has happened for more than 2 years. We were at an event in Dubai only less than 2 weeks ago where 2,500 people from over 80 countries showed up to share and their experiences, to hear from the founders, to hear from Dr. Anna and her team and for the legal team, and see the reality of this. Now, this period from right now to May 31 is a critical period. The crowd fund technically is going to end around May 31. Now, that's not a bad thing, and I'm going to share why. In June 1, the funds will be traded into a hedge fund, so a proper, legally licensed hedge fund. Why do that? Well, that allows D.A.Sy AI to be marketed to the retail financial world. So it allows them to tap into a lot of additional clients, institutional clients and so forth. So take this out to the real financial world, to a whole new marketplace. It allows the auditing team like Ernst & Young, who've done audits, one of the biggest auditing companies in the world, who's done audits on all the trading of all the finances of Endotech. while it's a crowd fund, they can't share that. But when it becomes a licensed hedge fund, there's a lot more details they can share about what they found in their auditing process. So what you do now to May 31 can generate passive monthly earnings because there's certain promotions going on and special bonus pools that are available. And we've got videos that I've created about that. So you can go to our Crowd Tycoons YouTube channel and get more information about that. But what you do in this next 90 days can really set you up for ongoing passive residual income. It'll lay the foundation for your financial success. And keep in mind that let's look at what happens after May 31. You can choose to stay in the crowd fund model or you can move to the hedge fund. They're going to run in parallel, sort of side by side. In the hedge fund, you'll need to do KYC. That means you'll need to submit proof of identity. That's normal. If you open up a bank account, you put funds into a pension fund, whatever it is, you need to show who you are as far as your identification. That's a legal requirement. So you've got a choice of which one you want. The hedge fund mode will allow you to add any amounts of funds. So rather than having tiers from June 1, you'll be able to put in, $136, $656, $46,000, $500,000, and you only pay the transaction fee one time. Or you can stick to the crowd fund model. The hedge fund will also allow a larger amount of your contribution to go to live trading, but there'll be less funds available for the referral plan. So you'll get to decide what you choose to do after. Sorry, what happened? Sorry, just go back to bases. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I clicked on the wrong button. So it's in the hedge fund model, there'll be a higher amount, so we'll go to contributions. The hedge fund will require KYC. Either way, this is the key thing. After May 31, you can still add more funds to put more funds into the trading contributions. You'll still earn your normal trading rewards. You can still withdraw your trading rewards and you can still earn referral bonuses. So don't get too caught up. This is being done because they want to be legal and compliant, and effectively the testing and development stage of this whole project will be coming to a close. A bit like I said, if you put funds into the development of Uber or development of Airbnb, there comes a stage where they stop developing the model and they now put it out there in the marketplace. And that's what's happening. But you're going to get the ongoing benefit of what's happening. I want to share a little story with you. It's called The Russian, the Daisy Cafe, and my self-imposed lockdown. A little bit of a story about how I got involved with Daisy. Basically one of the founders was a good friend of mine for over 10 years, Ilya, and he approached us in September to pay the gas fee. Now, again, if you don't understand all that, don't worry. You probably didn't understand your mobile phone when you first got it, didn't understand your smart TV when you got it, didn't understand Wi-Fi when you started using it, but you now use it every day. Just like this, talk to the person who referred you. They'll help you get the understanding and get their help. There's a whole actual community and a line of referral that can help you as well. So on that note, I'm just going to stop sharing for a minute.